About 2 years ago, I had an idea regarding small, light, feathered, predatory dinosaurs like Velociraptor mongoliensis. Um, and kind of the idea that I'd seen, like the most popular, pushed around idea, is that like kind of the evolution at this point in time and previously, that the evolution of wings was like to enhance an animal's ability to run up an incline, or something like some research had been done into that. And so basically, what's happening is, in that instance, what the wings are doing is they're creating downforce. So I had the thought, well, that should mean that the evolutionary advantage to a predator, to a high speed predator, is it basically turns them into like an F1 or a car, or like a downforce car, an LMP1 car, something like that. It turns them into that sort of high performance sort of situation where, they're hunting things that are much more akin to uh, my Volvo 240. Right? You you're gonna kick its ass, especially. Uh, and because you now have this downforce ability, you can kick its ass in a straight line and in a corner. Um, yeah, so kind of like thinking through this, like, well, if you can create downforce and it's a movable airfoil, you can also create lift. So I had this thought. Okay, so as this guy is running, as he's taking a stride, what you want is there's a moment in the stride where you want a lot of downforce, and then there's the period between steps where you actually want lift. You want to increase the distance between the steps, but you want downforce at the moment you're pushing off so that you can push off as powerfully as possible. And you can do this with wings, with wings that are not capable of flight. You can still get this effect. And I also had the idea, well, okay, so if you've developed this and you've got legs that can handle these stresses, this increased, downforce on push off, you're probably able to jump fairly decently. And then you have these airfoils that you can control, so you're not going to be subject to you're not going to just be following a ballistic trajectory. You're going to be able to maneuver in the air, at least to some degree. And all of these things are going to enhance your ability to hunt down prey. So an animal like Velociraptor, which is bird-like in size, those things is like turkey size. It's not very big. It's not tiny, but it's bird-like in size, and bird-like in basically every other regard. Um, uh, High-speed predator, ground dwelling, probably can't fly. That's not what it looks like it can do, but I think this is what it is. It's basically this is an LMP1 car of the small dinosaur world at this time. It's able to maneuver very very effectively, run at full speed even through a turn, because it can produce downforce at will, and optimize the energy that it puts into a stride by modulating between downforce and lift. And I've never seen anybody else say this. I had this thought about 2 years ago. 2 years ago at the end of May, so a little more than 2 years ago. At least that's when I wrote it down. Yeah, I still haven't really seen anybody else say this, so maybe it's worth saying. I think it would be cool to see an animation of that. Just so maybe like a concept. You gotta model that with a little bit of physics. I could probably do that in Blender if I got bored enough, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. So yeah, but I think that would be awesome to see an animation of something that can do that. And, you know, you get these like the walking with dinosaurs or whatever bullshit, where it's just there's like cutting edge research, but it's cutting edge accepted research. Which, like, in my lifetime, cutting edge accepted research included the idea, the assertion, the absolute, this is true, assertion that dinosaurs and birds were not related to each other. So, yeah, cutting edge accepted science, I'm not really that impressed by. It has value, I'm not saying it doesn't, but it doesn't impress me. It's not what I want to see. Yeah. Anyway. LMP1 car, baby. Velociraptor. Mongoliensis.